Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A new survey asked people what the most overpriced things are. And not surprising to you is concert tickets, number one.
Oh, man, it is. It's so crazy. Like when you look at old ticket stubs and you think back in the day, you're like, $30? I got to spend $30 for this concert. And that was, I don't even know where you'd get to sit if you paid $30 at a big concert, like a big band coming to town.
The parking lot.
That doesn't even cover parking.
Yeah, you'd be sitting in the parking lot.
That's usually the service fees right there.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
69% of the people, Steve's favorite number in the survey, said, concert tickets are overpriced.
I was looking, trying to see about maybe going to see a Seahawks game. You know, my birthday's coming up, so I was like, that'd be kind of fun for my wife and I to go, treat myself, go see a Hawks game on, I think it's the 7th. And I went online, I'm just like, the fees on top of it, and then, it's all the secondary market stuff, and it's just insane.
It really is. You're absolutely right. It's nuts. And though I will tell you, I think number 2 should be number 1, but I can understand why concert tickets number 1.
Number 2.
It's something I rail about that I think is way too expensive. And
Viagra. It's reasonably priced, bro.
Yeah, that's actually that should be on the list. Yeah. Listen, I don't have enough sex to need Valtrex.
Hemorrhoid cream.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hemorrhoid cream?
Yes.
Okay, I have enough.
Preparation each.
Okay, listen, the two of you, lovely people.
Massagill.
A man bra.
Okay.
Those are called bros, Vicky.
Yeah.
And they're reasonably priced.
And as much as you think I'm a douche, I do not need any Massengill.
Okay, well, what is it then, BJ?
Cable. No, Danny, cable is not up there. I think because people are cutting the cord anyway, I'm not sure it's bothering people anymore.
Fair enough. Good point.
But I bet it would have been up there maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. College tuition and health insurance are tied for number 2 at 60%.
Especially when, you spend all this money on health insurance, and you go, when I had to go get some stuff because I hurt myself, and I went to the doctor, and I get the bill back. And I'm like, well, what did my insurance really cover?
Steve, I will tell you this, and you are not the person to think this way. Joey Dees just went through it because his car got totaled, and so we had to get a different car for him, and of course they didn't cover it.
I was thinking health insurance. My bad. I was brain farting, but car insurance, yes.
No, it is. Health insurance is correct, but insurance is. But the idea is this: insurance, a lot of people don't realize, is not meant to cover stuff that's mediocre in your life,
right?
And a lot of people do think it is. It's meant to be catastrophic.
You're right.
But people don't get that. They really think insurance should. My wife and I have this fight every time, and she'll be like, "I can't believe we have a deductible, and I can't believe they don't cover this." I'm like, "Honey, you going here just to get your teeth cleaned is not catastrophic. You should have to pay for that. Insurance wouldn't make any money if they paid for every damn thing you needed to do for less than what it would cost. How would that be a good business model?"
Yeah, but they're walking away with all my money.
Well, that's what they wanted. You see, here's what they hope.
You know what? Every year, I'm going to make sure that something catastrophic happens.
You have to do that.
So I can get my money's worth.
That's how insurance works.
If you need help, I'll help you. All
right.
I got a hammer, a nail gun.
All right. Just give me some weed and a blindfold so I don't know what's happening.
Steve, you'll be happier either if you do that, but I suggest not getting catastrophically hurt every year. But just know that it's meant to prepare against the most horrific thing that could happen.
Yeah. I know what you mean, and the day that something awful happens, I will be so thankful I have insurance. But it is a tough, even with car insurance too, when you get you're just like, man, I know that I need to put this, God forbid something bad happens, but boy, oh boy, it sucks when you have to send that check in and you go a whole year and nothing happens.
Yeah.
You're like, here's some free money.
Yeah, you're right, dude. But
and then one time I remember I got into an accident. They dumped me from their insurance plan.
Good plan.
And I was just like,
that's always a wonderful thing.
Thanks.
I know. I gave you all this money, and then this happened, and you're like, get out.
Sorry, I needed to use you for the service that I'm paying for.
Yeah. I know it's a tough thing. The college tuition thing is really because insurance was tied at number 2 with college tuition. You know my opinion. If you've listened to this show, you know how I feel about college. I understand that it's right for some people, but man, as Mike Rowe, the Dirty Jobs guy, has said, you're getting raked over the coals for college tuition and getting a degree that cannot help you make any money at all. And then there are so many great, manual labor jobs, if you will, trades jobs that nobody wants anymore that pay you much more than a lot of people could get with their stupid college tuition that they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for.
I feel like with college tuition, I almost think they need to do the research and say, okay, what is the job you're trying to get or the field of work that you're majoring in? Okay, this is the loan that you're getting and all that. I think it should be relative to how much you make with that job. Like, what's the average salary of that job? And I think you should be able to pay that off in a couple of years based on the average salary of whatever it is that you're studying. Because there's certain things, like when I look at my wife and like she went to grad school and the freaking...
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And then for the field that she was going into, which is marriage and family therapy, it's like the amount of money that you would make doing that in that field, you're never going to be able to pay off the damn loan.
Yeah, which is
insane. It's going to take forever.
Yeah, it's insane. You're right, Steve. That's really just, it's almost criminal if you ask me. It's criminal. And yet we bought into the system. And frankly, our parents are the ones that push us into college, and then all of a sudden here we are in all this debt.
I've never been more excited to be a disappointment to my parents and not go to college.
Dude,
no debt.
I bet they're really proud of you now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy with Joey Dees and Sarah because they did not go down that road where they went into massive debt. I mean, I thought they were a disappointment. Turns out they knew what they were talking about.
Somebody said that Mike Rowe, I'm trying to find the text. Somebody texted saying that he's in town right now actually doing something.
Oh, well, you know what?
Kind of funny.
If he is, we always welcome him on the show. Hey, Mike, if you can hear us, come on in.
He was at Northwest Grind, a coffee stand in Rochester, doing something yesterday.
Oh, well,
that's a little bit of a hike. Yeah, I don't know if he can hear us.
Yeah.
We have to yell louder.
But what's he doing in Rochester, man? I mean, that's pretty cool that town got to have Mike Rowe show up.
I don't know. He says check his Facebook page or Northwest Grind's Facebook page, and they have pictures of him there.
Maybe he was just chilling. Maybe he's on vacation and it's not like a professional appearance because I don't know what he would be doing in Rochester. I don't even think
he's doing some kind of a dirty jobs type thing. I don't know.
Well, okay, so it could be for his job, but not for like, hey, I'm on tour doing stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be like he's filming something.
Yeah, exactly, for a television show.
He's in Portland today.
Oh, we have to yell really loud.
Boy, we are so stalking Mike Rowe right now.
Yeah.
Mike! Where are you, Mike?
Can you hear us?
We're your friend. Come on, Mikey.
You came in once for besties.
Got some other stuff here that Americans think are way overpriced. And again, this is a misunderstanding. It doesn't mean that it's right, but if you understand how the business works, you realize why you're paying ridiculous money for movie theater popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay it. Sometimes you got to pay good money for excellence.
Dude, you're right. You can't get any other kind of popcorn the way a movie theater does it. That yellow, whatever that they call butter goodness is so amazing.
Liquid cancer.
Yeah,
whatever it is, it's delicious.
It is. But they don't make any money off the movies. That's the thing. So they have to make their money somewhere, which is why they overcharge for all the stuff you get at the concession stand.
I'm still the jerk and bring my own food in.
You're missing out.
Well,
my wife will even say, hey, why don't we just pop our own popcorn and I'll put it in my purse? And I'm just like, you can do that for yourself, but I'm getting the movie theater popcorn.
See, the candy and stuff I get. You can just buy M&Ms.
Yeah.
But you can't.
BJ and I shared sushi once at a theater.
No, that was funny.
What was it, like purse sushi or something?
No, like we went to a place, got sushi to go. I put it in my purse, and then we sat in the front row.
It was purse sushi.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Why do you think I carry such a big bag?
Yeah,
Oh my God, what else is in there?
Vicky
Don't worry
is
about it.
Such a bag lady, but you know what, man? She does pull out the treats. She's going to make a great Nana someday. She really, really is.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Did you see that on the Rock? I think it was on his Instagram. He posted,
It doesn't matter what I saw.
I know, right? I got to find it. If you can pull up his Instagram page. He posted, you know how he likes to post his cheat meals?
Yeah.
And he just recently did a cheat meal, but it was with sushi.
Whoa.
Okay. What's his cheat meal?
Oh, there it is.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Was he going to eat all of that himself?
He says, cheat meal, Sunday, sushi train rolls on. And yes, that's hunks of wasabi in my bowl of soy sauce because I'm probably a sadist who enjoys pain, and it's time to go to Pound Town.
Wow, that was so much.
Boy, he really.
Did you see his cookies for his cheat
and then
meal?
after that, he ate a plate of cookies.
Oh, no
They're
way.
not just any
Wait, are
cookies.
those-
Double milk chocolate and peanut butter chip cookies with creamy peanut butter smothered between the two cookies.
He put two cookies together with peanut butter in between them.
The Rock knows how to live.
See, this is why we're not as healthy and as in shape as he is. We're not eating like him.
You're right. We need to eat like him, and then it'll happen.
I think if we eat like this every day, we would be even bigger and stronger than him.
Who are we kidding? We do eat like this every day. We just don't work out.
Makes sense to me. I do not put two chocolate chip cookies with peanut butter. I don't make a peanut butter sandwich out of chocolate chip cookies. I haven't done that yet.
Now you will.
Life that. Oh, yeah.
You know what the funny thing is? I showed this picture to my wife, and she's like, "Isn't that what you eat when you go eat sushi with your donkey buddies?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but there's three of us. It's me, Munson, and Jay. This is just one man.
I don't think I could put that all down. But then again,
I'd like to try.
But The Rock, man, I mean, you know how he's working out. I mean, he'll burn that off probably in a quarter of a day.
That's 6 long rolls.
Yeah, that's insane. And then all those cookies.
Yeah.
Oh man,
and it's not just like light sushi rolls. Like some of them have a ton of toppings on them.
Yeah.
What a good life that man is.
I want sushi now.
You say it's a good life, but Steve, do you realize what he does in order to stay in shape? He can eat that because the guy works out like a ridiculous person.
Yeah, but I think he enjoys working out.
Yeah, I wish I did.
You know what I mean? I think there's certain people. I have a couple buddies that are big into fitness. I mentioned my buddy Jay Ferrugia, who does personal training and life coaching and things along those lines, based in LA, and he's Renegade Radio podcast, and he legitimately looks forward to working out multiple times in a day.
See, why is that? Why does God give you that gene where you care and love it?
I don't know if it's a gene or just a mindset.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I am wired to hate it. I am wired to hate it. I mean, there are, like you said, there are people who love it, and they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, it's not like they go, "Oh, dude, I used to be like you." They just seem to be wired to love it.
But see, my buddy Jay was the guy that wasn't living a healthy lifestyle, and then something happened in his life where he decided, I need to make a change. I'm not in shape. I'm heavy set. I'm this. I'm that. At one point, I'm too skinny, so I need to bulk up. I'm too fat. I need to lose weight. So then he figured out the right way to do it for himself. But yeah, I mean, I haven't figured that part out, BJ. I like food too much.
I think there needs to be some sort of reward system. Like after you work out, if your wife was here, get a little action, make that a thing.
Well, I think The Rock figured out his reward system: an F ton of sushi and cookies.
Yeah. Damn, that's good.
We should do Rock Day. And once in a while, we just eat like The Rock.
Let's do it.
I think that's 420.
Danny and I.
Yeah.
Danny and I are the worst devils on each other's shoulder when it comes to eating.
We are.
At least you guys work out, so you might be able to work it off. I mean, so you guys work out more than I do.
I'll say the only running you do is running your mouth.
Wow, okay.
I'm getting roasted.
Here we go. Just getting wrecked today over here. It's not like I'm even claiming anything. I'm still getting wrecked.
It's okay. The only running I do is running for my problems. So,
All right, there you go.
I did it back.
All right, so if
I just want to run to the nearest sushi place.
I'm with you on that. I want to run to the nearest cookie place, actually.
I'm up for trying those cookies.
Yeah, those cookies are Rock. Why, Rock? Why do you show us these things?
Because he's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, if you're looking to impress the ladies, show them your cookies. Here's one simple thing that you can do while speaking that will do the trick. Well, I'm not going to tell you now, but I will tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a study that has revealed that talking faster helps men woo women successfully. Much more successfully. Dude, I'm the king then. How come I haven't had women?
What about the Micro Machines guy? You think he was just getting tail left and right?
The Jimmy John's delivery guy.
Freaky fast.
Yeah. Damn, these guys must be just pulling some tail.
But are they freaky fast in all ways?
Oh, hey now. Well,
do you guys even know Micro Machines? Danny or Vicky?
No, they don't know that.
But I know, Chris, you do. You're older than me.
Yeah. No, I have no idea what those are.
How about you Chris, don't say you agree with me, you old guy.
No, but I'm asking the millennials, and the guy that's in my age range is like, yeah, I remember them.
You're not a millennial, Chris.
Chris is just happy to be in any club. He's just happy to be part of the good guy club.
He is part of the good guy club, that's for sure.
I found one of the old commercials from the 80s. It's kind of insane.
This is the Micro Machine Man presenting the most midget miniature motorcade of micro machines. Each one has dramatic details, terrific trims, stupendous styling, precision paint jobs, working wheels, micro machine cars of vast variety, including Lamborghini, Trans Am, Corvette, 4x4, Blazer, pickup Charger, and many more. Micro Machine planes, polished, perfect precision like F-15, Corsair, Space Shuttle, P-51, Mustang. Micro Machine boats, a fabulous fleet of tugs, PTs, and speedboats. Talk about small. Micro Machines are less gargantuan than a grip. Hopper's midget is a marvel and smaller than a silver dollar.
He does!
You want to get more Micro Machines to add to our collection?
Yeah!
A miniature midget colossal collection of Micro Machines. Collect them, trade them, rate them. The Micro Machines set sold separately from Galoob.
That guy got
That
laid.
guy's awesome. Now you could do it with audio, manipulation, but he had to do that all on his own.
Dude, he was a celebrity because of that. He would be on talk shows. They would have him talk fast. He was not he was a pop culture dude.
He was on Nickelodeon. It's for doing something, but I can't remember what. That voice sounds familiar.
Probably talking fast.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
And I lied. I do know what Micro Machines are because I dated an older guy who was a nerd back in the 90s and had a bunch of toys, and I helped him clear them all out. So I've seen these.
Yeah, there you
What
go.
happens when you date older guys?
There you go. But he was the
men.
dude. He was the fast talking guy. So he probably got a lot of girls.
Well, researchers discovered that women are attracted to confident men who are rapid fire conversationalists. That has always helped me in life. I would ruin I would ruin it for myself by basically just being so low self-esteem guy, but I could talk fast.
Yeah.
I think that's why my wife dug me, is that she just saw me just talking my way into some ridiculous situations and sometimes out of it.
And I read that it doesn't apply on the flip side. Guys, it doesn't matter. You can talk fast. You can talk super slow. If a guy's attracted to you, it's not going to matter how they talk, I would imagine. But they said that women, I guess the equivalent would be women that talk in more of a breathy tone.
Oh.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
God doesn't work for guys, does it?
How's it going?
Yeah, that's not what we're talking
Especially if you have halitosis.
Yeah. No, that's not...
Do you think I'm sexy?
No, Vicky, that's not... You don't have to do that. Jeez, you sound like Steve. That's disturbing.
Oh, that's the worst thing I think you ever said to her.
Yeah, sorry. Happened, though. Yeah, the study said, quote, men displaying faster articulation rate and relatively louder voice in this study had higher previous success with women. These men would presumably feel more self-assured when placed in a mating or competitive context. Ooh.
There's a lot of research done for something like this.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing to know what turns on the other gender.
Well, one texter believes chicks like the fast-talking guy because they know he has superior tongue skills. All right.
That did not need to happen.
Yeah, no problem.
And the Micro Machine guy was also the voice on the original Transformers.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So does anyone notice Steve talking a little bit faster? I don't notice it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Steve, you do sound a little more sexy.
Thank you, Rev. I really appreciate that.
Well, and
I couldn't do it.
Here's the problem, I think, because we're from the Northeast, Steve. So you have to talk fast in order to be able to be heard. It's just an interruptive society. A lot of folks here expect you to give them the time to speak and not interrupt. I've had to learn and change. A lot of folks said to me, "Why don't you just let me speak?" And my brain be like, "Why don't you just interrupt me? That's what you do." I mean,
people are polite. How dare you be polite?
Yeah, but that's our culture. You just know in the Northeast, the only way to get anything said and done is just to interrupt. And nobody gets butthurt by that. That's just how it goes. There's just a lot of interruptive conversation, and that's the culture. So I wonder... because I've heard some women complain about some indigenous dudes here, and I wonder if it's because dudes don't talk as fast as they do in other parts of the country. If people, because 50% of the people live in Seattle are not from here, so they come from other places where it's speedier, and maybe that's why some women go, "I don't get it." And it's like, well, I bet the men talk relatively quick compared to the women that are from here. It's just, if you're not from here, it's probably different.
Ryan on Twitter brings up a point. Then, based on this study, do you think auctioneers are just drowning in women?
Probably.
We got to check with Mike Hawk because Mike is an auctioneer guy. He's from an auctioneer family.
I don't know how. I know. Well, Mike.
There are times we have security outside the building that have to just shoo the women away because he's just talking so fast.
His girlfriend is gorgeous.
Yes.
That is true. I mean, you're absolutely right.
It's his sweet, speedy talking.
It must be the speedy talking because, look, nothing against Mike. Mike's a good dude, but
You better watch your mouth.
I just thought I thought, wow, this guy hit the lady lottery. Now we know why. He deserves it.
Mike and I have the same eating habits. Gas station sushi, not really, but QFC sushi. And the dirty teriyaki place by our old building.
All right.
So he's down with me and I'm down with him.
He's down with the sickness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Well,
Lack of sickness. We're both healthy men.
And dude, seriously? Your wife, I always thought you kind of overachieved yourself.
Oh, I know that.
But you are a fast talker, relatively speaking, to this area. You know what? You're a very chill guy. In the Northeast, I would look at you and go, God, that Steve never says anything. He's just like,
he just moves slow.
Yeah, he's a slow guy.
Gets to where he needs to get to on his own time.
Yeah, but in this area, Steve, you still talk faster than a lot of people in this area.
Well, I remember just in general, I was told to slow down when I first moved out here. Walking, driving, everything. Like all of my buddies would give me the hardest time because it's just like, what are you in a rush to? And I had every time they would say it, I was like, I don't know. I'm not in a rush to anything. I remember one time a random person pulled me aside on the street. I was just like kind of zooming past people, and they're like, hey, we got stopped at a light waiting to cross the street. And they're like, what are you in a rush to get to? And I was like, work. It's back when I was working temp jobs. And the person looked at me and goes, why are you in a rush to get to work? It's going to be there.
That is,
and I was like, you're right.
You see, that is the total West Coast attitude. Because that's, it really is a completely different culture.
I was so afraid I'd get in trouble for being a little late or not early. And I get there. When I got there, I started slowing down and nobody noticed.
Nobody cared. Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Yeah. It's a good way to live.
One person says, quick with the mouth, quick in bed.
Really?
That doesn't seem like a good thing.
No.
Right?
Well, hold on a second. What if you're quick to getting her where she needs to be in bed? Then that's a great thing.
Well, that's someone that just tells themselves that to make them feel a little bit better.
I don't know. I've heard from Victoria that she doesn't like it to take too long.
Every so often, I think anyone would just like a quick wham bam thank you.
Yeah.
Man.
There's people that go for the 2-hour marathons, and that just sounds like it's going to hurt.
Yeah, after a while, it's like, okay, look, not every time has to be an endeavor. It's not like it doesn't have to be a Lord of the Rings movie every time. It could be a short film.
The amount of time it takes for an episode or almost a full episode on a TV, half hour. That's
what about
good.
Commercial break?
That's what I'm saying. Anywhere, you count the commercial breaks about 22 minutes to 30 minutes.
Halftime during a football game.
Yeah.
You got about 12 to 15 minutes.
That's perfect.
I don't think Vicky's atypical. I think more and more, especially younger people, I think, it's a short attention span. You don't need things to last as long as my generation said they had to last.
Well, here's the thing, though. Even if it's a shorter burst, I want another short burst in an hour or two.
All right.
So I like multiple.
Oh, it's kind of like Chinese food. You know what?
Yeah.
All right.
I get hungry again after an hour.
Steve, I got some bad news for you, buddy.
What's that?
Well, I know that you're a big Kiss fan, and apparently Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley are supposed to be the two guys in Kiss who get along.
You want to know where the beef is? It's right here.
But they just traded insults over Paul's voice and Gene's solo tour, apparently.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, they've always if you've read their books, they're both very self-important. And I think I know that sounds crazy.
I find that hard to believe.
Paul Stanley's book is awesome. I have a lot of respect for him afterwards. He's very self-important, but he was also very willing to admit to when he was a jerk and when he was not the best person that he could be. Not to say that he's changed, but he was always willing. He's like, yeah, I handled that wrong, or I did this wrong, or whatever. And I really appreciated his book for that reason. But the two of them have always kind of taken, but that's their dynamic. They're these two, you talk about East Coasters, they're two New York guys that just constantly think they're better than each other.
Yeah, a lot of chirping.
Yes.
Gene apparently started this little problem during a solo show, which, by the way, we'll have to talk about that. Does anybody have any interest in seeing Gene do a solo show? I don't even know what he does.
Well, maybe he has a backing band and he does, because I've seen Paul do, which was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. It was at the Showbox at the Market. So the smaller Showbox. It was Paul Stanley with a backing band. And he did a couple of solo songs, a couple by 2, maybe 3. And then the rest of it were Kiss songs. And here I am, granted I don't have makeup on, but here I am in the Showbox listening to the voice of Kiss. Granted, not singing with the other members of Kiss, but these days, half of Kiss isn't Kiss. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. It was
awesome.
Isn't Paul the majority of the songs?
Gene sings a lot of songs.
He sings a lot of songs? Okay.
Not nearly as many as Paul, but he could do a whole set of Gene songs.
Oh, and that's why he's going solo then.
And his solo record was, of the 4, when back in the day, I think it was the best selling, or it was up there as being, maybe Aces was the best selling. I can't remember, so don't quote me on that.
I'm not going to quote you on that, but
sometimes Kiss fans get very aggressive.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Bro, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You suck.
Oh, here's what Gene said. And this is a slam. So Gene, at his solo tour in Australia, said, quote, and he told this to the crowd. He's like, I'll sing everything because my voice always works. I don't lose my voice. I don't lose my voice. Paul Stanley.
Well, you don't sing in a high register.
And plus, and geez, dude, I mean, how old is Paul Stanley? He's in his 60s, right?
Yeah, I gotta imagine.
Everybody, like you said, the guys that sing in the high register, those guys, a lot of those guys have lost their voice. Why take a that just happens.
Or it's a playful jab. I didn't get to hear the context of it. It might have been a wink and a smile kind of a thing. And I mean, that's part of why I think they're calling it quits for the billionth time, is that Paul's voice, and I've seen them live when they did the show at the White River with Def Leppard, which was just a few years ago, and it was very apparent that he can't sing the way that he used to. He still sounds great. The guy still has incredible pipes, but it's not Paul Stanley of the 80s, obviously. And
that just happens to your voice.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a thing.
I'm looking at his tour dates. It doesn't look like he's got any dates coming here in Seattle. I'd go see Gene Simmons, because it's probably going to be at a smaller venue.
Well, that is the nicer thing. You're right. To be able to see these guys in a smaller room, that's a cool thing.
I know he's doing some speaking engagement stuff, though, right now, too. That
really?
The Vault experience, where he's got that big box set that he's hawking.
Oh, right.
And I think that was supposed to be coming somewhere near Vancouver. Was back then. I don't know.
I've never been really, I don't know. I've never been engaged by Gene Simmons speaking.
Yeah,
he's never. He doesn't compel me speaking. But like you said, if it was him doing music, I mean, I bet he's got cool stories. I don't know if I want to go sit and listen to him talk.
There's an arrogance to him, and it's not even a likable arrogance when he talks that makes me not. Like, I used to think Gene was the coolest dude in the world back when I was a kid, and he had all the makeup on, and he was spitting fire and spitting blood and breathing fire. And he had that giant cod piece.
Oh, yeah.
The guy just looked like the demon. And then all of a sudden, when they took the makeup off and he started doing interviews, not as the demon, but actually as Gene Simmons, you realize how business-minded he is and how serious he is. It's like, man, you're just a long-haired math teacher. That's what you feel like to me. It's not nearly as cool. Whereas Paul still comes off as a rock star all the time.
Yeah. Rolling Stone asked Paul about that line that Gene Simmons made about him saying, hey, losing the voice thing. And Paul was like, he acted like it didn't bother him, but he did manage to throw this passive-aggressive counterpunch. He said, quote, "Oh, yeah, Gene, he's out having a great time. He's doing these, most of them are free concerts, and when he charges tickets, they don't sell a lot of tickets. And I'm sure he's trying to keep it light for the couple of hundred people or whatever, and that's great." But he also talked about how close he and Gene are. He said, quote, "We have a bond that is enviable. We can snit all we want, and we can take little pot shots, but at the end of the day, nobody would stick up for him more than me, and vice versa." Oh, that's cool. And he did admit that his voice isn't what it used to be. He said, quote, "I've been doing a lot recently to make sure that my voice is in great form, but if you want to hear me sound like I did on Kiss Alive, then put on Kiss Alive."
It's true.
Yeah, and you can't fault him for that. Robert Plant hasn't come out and said that I know, but basically I know that's the reason why Robert Plant doesn't want to do the old Led Zeppelin stuff anymore. I mean, you just can't sing that way anymore.
One person says, "Can you please play that Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley's clip of the beef again? I'm dying."
You want to know where the beef is? It's right here.
That's Paul Stanley.
Yeah, that's where the beef is. Right. Paul's always brought the beef.
He truly has. He's the star child for a reason.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, yesterday, Steve, he got this one wrong.
Who wrote the novel of Mice and Men?
Ooh, Mark Twain.
No.
I read it too. Is that like with that guy?
Yeah, that guy.
The guy. Crap Pass.
Crap Pass, who's a great author, but not the right one. No, we're looking for John Steinbeck.
That's his ghostwriter name.
Yeah. Oh, Crap Pass? Oh, yeah.
Crap Pass.
You want a shot at beating Steve? Let's hope we have some more book questions. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.